What's up, YouTube? Figured I'd make a quick video for y'all. A couple of guys asked me about the test, map reading, and the driver tech test that we got. Let me show y'all the system real quick. Oh damn, that thing's kind of bright. Let's see. All right. The map book test is no big deal. It's if you can't pass the little test, it isn't that big of a deal. Somebody asked me about the backing test. You do have to do a backing test. What they do is when you come back for your upgrade test, if you're a new student, once you come back to the terminal to upgrade, they do a driving test with you. Now what they do is they take you down to a pilot truck stop that's close by to the terminal in Jackson, and you're gonna have to do a 90-degree back, and what else was it? And just a regular, I believe it's a 40. You do a 45 there. Basically, your normal 45-degree back up. They set out some cones. If there's a spot with trucks on either side of it, they'll have you back in there. If they set out cones, just don't hit any of the cones. You'll be good. Take your time. The dude that does the test is real cool. He's not trying to fail you. I mean, if you can't drive, you can't drive. But they're pretty cool. It's pretty simple. Then what they'll do is once you leave the pilot, they'll take you back to the terminal, and they'll do a 90-degree back with you there. You have to back into a hole at a 90-degree angle. Get out and look. That's the biggest thing on those tests. Just get out and look twice. Even if you don't need to, get out and do it. That's what they want to see. They want to see that you're doing it. That's the biggest thing. They just want to make sure that you're going to be safe and do it. Then somebody asked too about the test on orientation. You do have a test. We have to climb up in the back of a trailer. They have like a simulator. It's like a little stand set up. It's really easy test. There's really no way you can fail it. I mean, I guess you could, but it's pretty simple. It's they basically got like a little metal platform out on the dock, and basically you squat down and walk underneath it. Oh, done. Then you get back out, and it's got like a couple steps up to the top of the platform. You just climb up on top of the platform. Done. And then you carry a milk crate full of some chains from one side of the dock to the other. That's it. That's their physical test. It's not difficult. It's pretty easy. The map book test, again, pretty self-explanatory. You should know how to read a map book either way. It's not that, and they don't make it difficult. And there's no trickery or anything, nothing hard about it. The driver tech test, same thing. They explain it to you all in orientation. You almost do the driver tech test in the orientation that you're going to do at the end anyway. Let me show you the driver tech here. How do I turn this thing around? I don't know how you turn this thing around. Let me see. Whatever. I'll just show it like this. This is our driver tech system with Total Transportation of Mississippi. This is how you log on, get your logs. It's kind of like a Qualcomm. Everything else is exactly the same. Let me log in here. All right, so this part, let's see if you can see this. I don't know how well y'all can see it. I'm kind of looking at it backwards. Anyway, this part shows you your run, where I'm stopping next. I click on this button. It tells me they got me my fuel stop in here at Love's down. I'm in Georgia right now, up in Atlanta. I can look at an itinerary. That crap don't matter. Now they want you don't have to follow this. It's not like some companies where they're strict and you have to follow their run. You don't got to follow it. It's just a guideline basically. So if your GPS got you a faster way to go, by all means run it. When you go back in here, you got all different selectors. You can go into different driver services. They have a newsletter. You can look at your CSA score, settlement sheets, any of that. The newsletter is something silly every day. U.S. Express sends out different ones. You can make money, referrals. Just any way they put information out there for you to check out. They send it through the newsletter. Order information, you go to your order information. This will tell you all your order information. Oops. Hope you're getting this on screen. I wish I could turn this around. Okay. Let me try and get this. All right. All right, this will tell you your order information. This tells you your load info, where you're next. So I'm at FedEx in Kennesaw. Gives you your address, your pickup time here, pickup number, all that good stuff. Tells you your where you're going next, your fuel stop. That's my fuel stop and where I'm finaling at in Orlando, Florida. And what time it's got to be there by. Any comments, there'll be the load pickup information, some other information in there. This tab here, requirements, will tell you what this is considered a high value load. So I have to run 200 miles before I can stop. It tells you your paid empty miles, your paid loaded miles. This is your main screen. Shows you what your PTA is set for. You can set your PTA for the next, whatever your next load is. This will give you your pre-assignments. I already have a pre-assignment on here for my next load. Picking up tomorrow night. Like I said, your order information. You got your different form selector. You can go into forms. This is all your loaded information. You're arrived at destination, empty, final, all that good stuff. What else? That's pretty much it. Your hours of service logs. Don't mind that. This tells you your hour service logs, everything. Shows you all your logs. You can go into it and check what you ran each day, yada, yada, yada. Pretty self-explanatory. That's pretty much it on that account. That's pretty much, oops, sorry, I'm going to make y'all drunk here, seasick or something. That's pretty much it right now. You can see I'm at FedEx and Kennesaw, Georgia, waiting on my load. Hauling their trailers tonight. They're a little backed up behind tonight. Let's see. Owner op. Some people were asking me about being an owner op. The biggest piece of information, advice I can give to you: do not even think about being an owner op until you guarantee and make sure that you can run 3,000 miles a week. 3,000 miles is really the big number. You have to run. I would say you have to run at least that to make any money at it. You can make good money. I mean, I make good money. I'm on a dedicated now. And believe it or not, over the road I can make even more money than when I'm making on the dedicated. I'm stuck on the dedicated right now because I got a kid on the way and I get home a lot more on the dedicated, so I'm trying to stick with it. But over the road, I mean, I was making really, really, really good money. I was running a lot of miles. Just to give you an example, it just depends. I mean, like I said, it depends on each driver. It depends on the fleet manager. I don't know, but I was running averaging at the very least 3,500 miles a week. Now I know I run usually at least 3,000 a week, at least. Now there'll be times where there's freight's good, freight's bad, it's up and down. It just depends. Planning is a big thing with owner ops. When you own your truck and you have that truck payment coming out, it's coming out no matter what. So be aware too that just because you're an owner op, a lot of these guys, the reason why they fail is they think they can go home more because, hey, I own my truck, I can go home. No. If anything, you got to work even harder as an owner op. You got to stay out more because you got that truck payment that's coming out no matter what. A company driver is free and clear. If they don't get a paycheck next week, it's okay because they take a week off. At least they don't owe anything. With an owner op, you take the week off, you still owe money. That you still got to pay that truck payment no matter what. So you can get behind and get yourself in trouble real quick. You can get in trouble with taxes real quick. And like anybody that's been driving for a while will tell you, even if you get a brand new truck, sometimes brand new trucks just have bugs that you got to work out. Yeah, it'll be under warranty, but if it's in the shop 4 or 5 days, that's 4 or 5 days you're not running, not making no money. So it happens, but there's nothing you can do about that. That's across all makes and models. It's not in particular to Freightliner, Peterbilt, whatever. It's all makes and models. These trucks sometimes. Every now and then you get one that's kind of like a lemon. It just happens. I know I've got a couple buddies of mine. They got the same exact truck as me. My truck no problems whatsoever. Their truck seems to be in the shop more than it's running. But it just all depends. I mean, and it all depends on how you treat your truck, how you take care of your truck. I spend the money on my truck and make sure it's up to par. I do things that most drivers don't do with my, but this is my livelihood, so I want to make sure. That I go the extra mile for it. This is my pride and joy, my baby. This is what makes all the money. And when it comes to being an owner-op, your most important truck, unfortunately, your most important asset, unfortunately, over anything else, is your truck. Your truck's got to come first. And if you want to keep making money, stay successful. Let's see, what else? What other questions did I have? I'm trying to remember who else. What else? What other question was? I think that's it, pretty much. Anybody else needs a video on something, wants me to answer a question, just go ahead and shoot me a message on here or comment on the video, and I'll try and answer y'all's questions best I can. I think I've been getting back to everybody that had the questions. Right now, Total's going through some changes. Well, U.S. Express is going through the biggest changes. They went public. They went ahead and took the company out on the stock market. They're trading publicly. And they said it, I mean, I haven't seen no effects on it on us anyway, and I don't think it doesn't really matter to us. I mean, I guess that's it. I know that they're getting bigger, adding more drivers, a whole lot more trucks. They're growing and growing and growing all the time. Is there anything else that's new? I think that's it. As you know, it's just some of y'all, just in case you don't know, Total Transportation Mississippi is operated by Mr. John Stomps. Great guy. He's awesome. He used to be a driver for a long time. He started his company himself, worked it up. Now, U.S. Express is bought in. They own, I believe it's still 95% of the company. But John Stomps runs the company the way he sees, which is awesome. You know, he's a family. He started this company. He's a driver first, so you get that mentality, and you can see it in the workforce. There are some stupid things they do, like for example, I don't know if you can see it. Where's that? Oh, that piece of crap right there. Wait, no, up there. That piece of crap. They put cameras in your trucks. Now, they're forward-facing cameras only. They only face forward. They're no inward. It does record audio, but only during an event. So if you got an event that goes off and it records audio. They started this with the company drivers, and then they forced us owner-ops to do the same thing. We didn't really have a choice, which sucks. And I don't agree with it whatsoever. There's nothing you can do about it. So far it's been all right. There's a man in charge of safety. His name's Hugh out of Jackson, Mississippi. He's been pretty cool. Some of the other safety managers are, I'd be nice about it. They're dickheads. They call, and I understand what they're trying to do with safety. Some of the things like, look, man, I own my truck. Unless you want to pay my payment, don't tell me how to run my truck. But I do understand some of their stuff. You got to understand their Total Transportation is, when you become an owner-op, you're not an employee. You're kind of Total Transportation becomes your customer. So you got to deal with them in that respect sometimes. I will say Hugh, though, is awesome over there in safety. He's called me once actually I had a speeding issue. I was bobtail. I wasn't pulling their trailer, so it was my truck. I was going home. Which he understood. He was cool with that. He was real cool about it, but I was speeding. I didn't realize, even on this road, I guess they changed the speed limit on a road over heading back to my house down some backcountry road. I was running 64 and the speed limit was 40. So I was 24 miles an hour over the speed limit, so it recorded it, whatever. Not a big deal. Like I said, I mean, it is, but it's, granted, speeding that fast ain't cool. 24 miles an hour ain't good. You get yourself a big ass ticket that way. But like I explained to him, which he understood, I mean, it's my truck. I'm off. I'm not hooked to your trailer. I'm heading home. Yes, that was wrong. I won't speed that much again. He was just cool about it. The way he came across about it was different. It didn't bother me. Some of the other guys, the way they come across, like, it's irritating. Don't tell me what to do. It's my truck. I own this. Unless you're going to pay my payment, don't tell me shit. But at the same time, you do got to listen. You got to find a balance. I mean, you got to be a little bit more understanding that they are responsible. They're the big name on the side. If something goes down and you get in an accident or something as an owner op and you got that name on the side of the truck, they're not going to come after you. What's your policy is what, $1 million? They're going to go after the big money. They're going to go after total transportation. So I do understand that to an extent. What else? I don't think there's anything else. I think that's pretty much it. Any more questions y'all got? Hit me up. Any other videos y'all want to see? Some of the places. I'll tell you that one of our biggest contracts is this right here. Bam. FedEx. FedEx Ground, FedEx Freight. That's our biggest contract. Then we do a lot of Amazon too. If you're going to come over to Total Transportation, never, ever, 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 ever be late on a FedEx load. Now they've started to Amazon too. Don't be late on no Amazon. But the biggest one out of all of them is FedEx. Never be late on the FedEx. Don't be late getting there. Don't be late delivering. Do not be late. If you're going to be late for whatever reason, man, you better get a hold of your fleet manager, let them know so they can set up a repower or whatever. But do not be late because that's our biggest account. You will never run a FedEx again. Not for a while until they trust you again, because that's our biggest account. We can't mess that one up. And so just word of advice, make sure you plan out real well if you're going to run a FedEx load. They watch them loads like a hawk. So when you're on a FedEx load, do the right thing. Make sure just be safe. And if everyone that comes over here is safe, we don't have to deal with none of the bullshit. It takes off a lot of bullshit from all of us. Unfortunately, like they say, one person can ruin it for everybody. So let's see what else. I don't think there's anything else. Maybe I'll do a video next time on pre-trip. I'll do a pre-trip video or something. So ones that are in school and thinking about coming over to Total or US Express, y'all got a little idea, a real life scenario on what a pre-trip consists of in real life, instead of exactly what they teach you in school. What they teach you in school is good and thorough, but real life pre-test is a little different. Pre-trip. All right, man. Y'all have any questions? Hit me up. See you.